Good morning, everyone. Hello from BET 2025. My name is Merve Demirkök. I am working as a European, Middle East and Africa Commercial Product Manager at Lenovo. Today, I am with Helen from Google.
My name is Helen Zhou. I'm a product manager at Google. I get to work on Chrome OS, which is really thinking about how do we make our Chromebooks the best devices for students, for teachers, and for admins. And it's really thanks to partnerships with folks like Lenovo that we can actually bridge the software and hardware story to make these devices the best for teaching and learning.
Yes, Helen, it's good. We know that you are working for Google for a while, and can you a bit talking about how Chromebooks are growing, what is contributed its success?
Yeah, Chrome OS has been around for a bit over 10 years. I think when it first launched, it was really designed with the idea of powerful simplicity at its core, as well as security being a big part of both the hardware and software story. And so what I think happened over a decade ago now was teachers and students needed a way to be able to actually do standardized testing on devices, and those are moving into a more digital world, and Chrome OS was designed in a way that made it really easy for admins to actually set up those devices for testing. They can go to Google Admin Console. They have, I think, 500 plus policies at this point now that they could set to really lock down those devices and having them been used for assessments. And so that was kind of like the origin story of Chrome OS, was that easy manageability, as well as from a security standpoint, just we know that schools really care a lot about cybersecurity. Chromebooks haven't had any ransomware attacks in the reported history, so it's just a great device from you can trust that they will stay safe even in students' hands. But I think the less talked about side rather than the more admin-facing side is actually the teacher innovation in how to use these devices in classrooms. Like I said, they started out as testing devices, so it was really like stay in a closet for most of the year, then get taken out for a test, and then put back in the closet. But teachers were like, wait, if we have these devices, why aren't we using them for more? And so some teachers started putting them in shared carts and then wheeling them around to different classrooms so you could check it out for some project-based learning or to do some research. And then I think some more teachers were like, we're interested too, but checking out these carts is kind of a hassle. And so we saw some schools starting to adopt more of a one-to-one model where students actually kept their own devices and could bring it with them from class to class, as well as bring them home so that they can continue doing things online at home and in the classroom as well. And then obviously the pandemic really further accelerated that. So we've seen a lot of teacher innovation in terms of how they want to use these devices, and we're happy that we can facilitate that.
Yes, I agree. Teachers sometimes can be very much innovative and can do that kind of actions. And how does it shape you build the Chrome OS?
Yeah, in a lot of ways. When we are deciding what we should actually build within Chromebooks from both the hardware and software side, we oftentimes will start with school visits and actually talking to teachers and thinking about what would you like to do with the device. For example, a couple of years ago, we saw that video instruction was becoming really popular, and that makes sense because video is a very engaging format to be able to share things with both video and audio. And we thought about ways that we could actually bring that into Chrome OS itself. So we launched an app called Screencast that's built automatically into all Chromebooks for both teachers and students, as well as actually for consumers too. And what it lets you do is you can take a full screen recording, you can turn on a little selfie camera, it lets you record just part of the screen or the full screen, and as you're talking, it'll actually turn that into a transcript, so then when the viewer is watching it, they can actually see the full transcript alongside the video, as well as actually translate that transcript into other languages. And part of the reason we had built that was because, again, we had teachers wanting to incorporate video more, and we see some teachers using it more in a flipped classroom model where they actually kind of record themselves talking and the students go home and watch the video afterwards. Or we've actually seen teachers have students create screencasts themselves, and the students are using it as a way to be able to reflect on their learning, and teachers are kind of using it as an additional assessment method. So it's been really fun to kind of see that evolution of what we initially designed then be used by teachers in even more ways than we expected. I've actually seen that Lenovo devices have been really popular for how students record screencasts, and I think you guys just launched a great new one that has a cool form factor.
Yes, we did. Actually, we have a good solution for this, and it is officially launched recently, and I have one device with me today. This is calling Chromebook Education Generation 2 Duet device, and it is 11-inch form factor. It is detachable tablet actually, with Pogo Pin connection, without wireless, too easy to use. Also, it is coming with stylus pen here. We are targeting for effective learning for students with this device. And also, at least but not last, this is powered by Lenovo DuraSpecs. So it is highly durable device designed for only students, and we are very proud to announce this product this year.
I feel like that makes a lot of sense in terms of the ruggedized case. I know I've seen a lot of students dropping their devices. I also love the stylus effect. I know I was actually at a school visit on Monday where I saw students really liked having the ability to both just type and use mouse, but also actually be able to touch the screen and use their stylus to drag things. So I feel like having it garaged makes a big difference. We actually have a software thing called practice sets that's built into Google Classroom, and what it lets you do is actually use handwriting to do math problems, which I think is still the preferred way to do math compared to typing it. So it's exciting to see that you guys have like really designed for that case.
Yeah. Also, we are investing not for students but also teachers. We have also teacher solutions as well.
Yeah, I saw the Chromebook Plus device, right?
Yes, we looked at together yesterday. We launched as Lenovo Chromebook Plus 14-inch 2-in-1 device this year. It is designed for only educators. It is convertible form factor 14-inch device, so it helps to teachers for multitasking requirements using like a tablet or standard notebook. So it is bigger size to provide the best user experience for teachers as well. So this is also a new product, and it is calling Chromebook Plus device, powered by with Gemini integration also ready. So we are happy to have this device in our portfolio and waiting for boosting the productivity of teachers.
That makes a ton of sense. I know that we've seen some schools get the advantage of having both teachers and students on Chromebooks and just kind of being able to speak the same language, but since we also know that teachers often want more, like more screen size and better storage and better RAM, we are happy that we've seen Lenovo and other partners actually build off of that Chromebook Plus line to really build that higher powered device. And it's funny that you mentioned Gemini. I think we just made a big announcement last year that was around like how AI is built into Chrome OS. I think one of my favorite features there is a thing called Help Me Write, where you can actually just drag any text and then right click and it'll give you a little prompt and you can say like, help me rephrase this. So I can see teachers really using that to boost their productivity and maybe help with like parent-teacher comms or rewrite something.
Definitely. We talk about the products that we announced this year also. How about the Google side? Did you announce anything recently for teachers and students on Chrome OS?
Yeah, at BET on the first day, I think we just announced or pre-announced something coming soon for schools that have both teachers and students on Chrome OS. What we saw was admins really liked Chrome OS because of how easy it is to manage, but teachers oftentimes had difficulty managing an entire fleet of devices in their classroom. And so what we thought about was, what are ways that we can capitalize on when teachers and students are both on Chromebooks? And so we just announced a set of features called Class Tools. What it lets teachers do is actually send out links to students' devices, be able to lock the student screens if they need to keep students just on task and engaged. It also actually takes the teacher device and will help record the teacher's voice, turn it into captions, send that out to student devices where then they can follow along, as well as actually translate those captions. So for anyone who's learning in their non-native language, they can actually translate that into the student's language as well. So
that is so exciting to hear the innovations. It is always inspiring how we are shaping the education space with our collaboration as well. So thank you so much, Helen. I am really excited for upcoming new products and solutions we will do together.
Thanks for having me here.
Thank you.
Lenovo.